November 30th, which means tomorrow is the start of December. And of course, you know that means that we're uploading videos every single day in December. Some days are going to be double uploads. We're coming at you hot with the content, getting it started a day early, November 30th, with some fire rumor and news that came out in Major League Baseball today. No huge moves have been made, but we got some good rumors. George Springer possibly to the Toronto Blue Jays. Apparently, the Mets have also been very heavily active in pursuing George Springer. Those two teams, Springer connections right now. We also got some news late last week about JT Realmuto and the Phillies. Apparently, the Phillies lost a ton of money and are not going to be able to go after JT Realmuto this offseason, so we'll talk about that. James McCann possibly to the Mets. And then we also have the Royals making two signings, one being Mike Minor and another being Michael A. Taylor. So we're going to go over all the rumors, all the news that we have found out in the last few days in today's video. So if you do like what you see here, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the content coming at you the next month. And make sure you're following me on Twitter and Instagram at GiraffeNickMark. Links in the description along with all my other social media. Oh yeah, and a quick shout out to the Auction of Champions, the PSA 10 Ronald Acuna rookie card from Topps Chrome. The giveaway is ending today. Link in the description down to the giveaway. Make sure you enter it so you can try to win. And make sure you go check out Auction of Champions as well. The Toronto Blue Jays and George Springer are beyond just talking. It means that they're going to be actively pursuing him, that they're talking about contracts. They're trying to get this deal done. This would not only just be a huge move for the Blue Jays in the American League East, but for the Blue Jays in all of baseball. As it stands right now, I don't think the Blue Jays are a legitimate contender to win the World Series in the 2021 offseason based on the roster that we have right now in front of us, along with adding George Springer. But you add a guy like George Springer to play center field. You add a couple more pitchers, some more major league quality talent, some arms in the bullpen, which is very, very doable for the Blue Jays this offseason. They start to become a legitimate contender. You look around the field, the Blue Jays have a lot of good pieces. Now, of course, if you sign Springer, you've got Gurriel and Grichuk along with Teoscar Hernandez to help out in the outfield DH situations, whatever you need. On the infield, you got Bo Bichette, Vlad Jr., who's lost a lot of weight and is looking really good. Probably going to have a great year in 2021. You got Cavan Biggio still. Behind the plate, Danny Jansen is very solid defensively and has sort of improved as a player overall. The pitching was looking really good with Hyunjin Ryu. You got Nate Pearson, who's going to come back from injury, hopefully, and be healthy and make an impact. The pitching is where they need the most help, and in the bullpen, they've had some good arms. Dolis, Jordan Romano were really good. They brought back Anthony Bass. You get some pieces in there, along with adding George Springer, would be huge. I mean, when you talk about young outfields, and specifically in the American League East, offensively, the Blue Jays would probably have the best offense in the outfield outside of the Yankees when they're fully healthy. Like, the Rays are very, very good defensively out in their outfield, and Randy Arozarena kind of carries them offensively, and Meadows is good too, but didn't perform well last year. The Red Sox, they don't hold a candle to what the Blue Jays would have. The Yankees, obviously, with Judge being healthy, Hicks, and then you could have Frazier or Talkman, or even if you want to throw Stanton out in the outfield, which you won't, they're clearly the best, but that's only when healthy, and that doesn't happen often. Orioles, no, the Blue Jays got the best outfield in the American League East, and one of the better offensive outfields in baseball. Gurriel hits really well. Springer rakes, and Teoscar Hernandez rakes, and Grichuk as a fourth outfielder is a really good option to have. Or if you want to play him out in the outfield and you DH Teoscar Hernandez. Those are four legitimate good players that the Blue Jays now have to add on to that infield. I love this move by the Blue Jays. They're a couple pieces away from being a serious contender in the American League, and I love that they're going out and spending. You see so many teams after the rough 2020 because of all the revenue not spending money, but the Blue Jays said, no, we don't care. We don't care that we played in Buffalo last year. We're going to go spend money. We got a young core. We've got a chance to really push ourselves forward. Let's go do it. Let's do it right now. Springer, they've been in talks with Bauer apparently. Any big free agent, any big name on the market, the Blue Jays seem to be interested, and I love to see that. Which then leads us, I guess, because we were talking about not spending, to let's talk about the JT Realmuto story. So John Milton, in a conversation, I don't remember who it was with, but the owner of the Phillies, John Milton, apparently said that the Phillies lost $2 billion in revenue the last year. Now, $2 billion was misreported. I don't know how it was misreported, but it's not that much. It's really more like, I think, $100+ million in revenue that they lost, and I want to say lost because these teams weren't losing money. They just made less. Like, the business terms, when they talk about losing money like that, they're not actually, losing money. They just made a lot less, and that's understandable. They were clearly going to make a lot less money in 2020 because there were no fans at games. That being said, though, the Phillies, who promised Bryce Harper the world and promised getting good players, and they had one in JT Realmuto, who looks like he wants to be a Philly, they basically came out and said, we cannot afford to sign JT Realmuto this offseason. He's going to be playing for another team, and if you're a Philly fan, or if you're a Philly player, you have to be furious, absolutely frustrated as hell with the Phillies Phillies ownership, GMs, everything. Because a guy like Bryce Harper, yes, he talks about how he wanted to come to Philly and he's going to raise his family there. He loved the contract that he got, but he also thought this was going to be a place where he could win and they were going to be able to build a championship team around him. Not signing a guy like JT Realmuto is going to hurt the Phillies a lot next year. Right now, their catching depth is not great. You're going to be running Andrew Knapp out there every single game. That's not good, especially when you traded for JT Realmuto and you gave up Sixto Sanchez, who looks like he is a young Pedro Martinez in the making. So the fact that the Phillies are not only not going to sign JT Realmuto, they made it well known that it doesn't seem like they're going to even try and pursue him because they just don't have the money to spend, and that is just music to my ears. I'm so happy to hear that. We know about my fourth place Phillies meme. I was right in 2019, wrong in 2020. It was a short season, what can I say? But in 2021, if the Phillies can't spend money, they are going to be in danger of possibly being a fifth place team. The Marlins are going to be getting better. The Mets are going to be getting better. The Nationals have been in trade talks possibly with Chris Bryant. They're going to be getting better. And the Braves, of course, are very good. If all those things continue to move forward, the Phillies could be finding themselves in fifth place because losing a guy like JT Realmuto and not adding to the starting pitching staff or the bullpen, which was atrocious last year, that is going to make them a worse team. And they weren't particularly good last year. So the Phillies are in danger of being a fifth place team. And the fact that they just openly said they're not going to go after Realmuto is just bonkers to me. I can't believe you would just show your cards like that and lose all leverage in trying to bid up another team, even at the worst. I don't know what the Phillies are doing. I really don't. If this is some crazy plan where they say they're not going to be in, but little do people know they're actually very much in, they just want people to sleep on them. Power to them, props to them. That's an incredible play, but I don't see that's what's happening. They lost a lot of money, and they're not going to be spending it apparently. Then some Mets news, because of course, you know we got to talk about the Mets. If the Mets are in the news, I'm going to talk about them. James McCann apparently is rumored to be the more actively pursued player that the Mets are going after instead of JT Realmuto. Now, while I want JT the most, he's my most sought after free agent on the market this year. James McCann is a very good catcher. He's a top 10 catcher in Major League Baseball. He's put together a full season of offensive production that makes you go really good, like an 800 OPS from 2019 and 2020 combined, 25 homers, 270 average. Defensively, he's pretty solid. I know a lot of people are going to tell me that he's absolutely terrible, but you look at a lot of different numbers, they say a lot of different things. Framing, he's been horrible in the past. He's also been fine in the past. There was an article written by The Athletic in the past year in August of 2020 talking about the conscious effort that James McCann has made to become a better fielder, and it was evident in 2020. He improved defensively as a catcher without a doubt. Is he a Gold Glover? Is he the best defensive catcher in baseball? Absolutely not. But when he hits like he's shown he can the last 1.5, 2 seasons, and shows that he is making a conscious effort to improve defensively and has shown that he has improved defensively, that is something that has value. You're a top 10 catcher in the league. The Mets had such little production out of their catchers the last couple seasons. It will make their team automatically better, and a guy like James McCann is going to cost a lot less than JT Realmuto and probably allow them to go after another guy, maybe like Springer or Bow or someone else on the market that can help improve their team more instead of throwing all their money at JT Realmuto. And then we had 2 minor signings. Well, actually 1 minor signing. Yeah, I'm sorry I had to do it. Mike Minor signed with the Kansas City Royals on a 1-year deal. Very safe deal. Mike Minor has had success in Kansas City before, whether that's as a starter or a reliever. He's done it both over there. It's a low risk, high reward scenario for the Royals because low risk in that he's not going to cost you a lot of money. He's going to be decent. And if he's really good, you move him at the deadline and you probably get some pieces back for him. Left-handed starter who could be a reliever, always going to have some value, especially if he's performing at a high level like we've seen. Nice little pickup. And then an interesting one in Michael A. Taylor. Now we know about Michael A. Taylor. Has so much athleticism, has shown some promise in the past, but has never really put it together in a season where you go, that's the player we've been waiting for. The Nationals were waiting for a while, and he's a free agent now because that's how long they've been waiting, and the Royals picked him up. Now, the reason it's weird is because they have so many outfielders. I mean, they traded for Franchi Cordero, Olivares from the Padres. They got Whit Merrifield, who runs the outfield as well. I think I'm probably forgetting some guys like Bubba Starling. Nobody particularly fantastic outside of Whit, but they do have a lot of guys out there, so it's interesting to see that they want to throw Michael Taylor in there as well. But again, 1-year deal, super low risk, possible high reward for a guy who can probably at some point, if everything goes right, be a pretty decent center fielder for a Major League Baseball team. It's just he really hasn't done that yet. So the Royals making some minor moves here. The Phillies are apparently out on Realmuto. The Jays are apparently all in on Springer. The Mets are looking at McCann, Springer, all these other players. But otherwise, it's been a pretty quiet offseason market. I'd love to know what you guys think about it down in the comment section below. What team do you think ends up getting George Springer, JT Realmuto? I'd love to see your predictions down in the comments below. Drop a like on the video if you have enjoyed it, as well as subscribe so you don't miss out on any content coming at you. Make sure you hit me with a follow on Twitter, Instagram, second channel, Twitch. Links are all in the description down below. And that's where I'm going to wrap up today's video. You guys know the drill from here on out. YouTube recommends you watch this video. This is my most recent upload, so click through those if you have not yet seen them. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you all tomorrow for another video. Bye.